Army. Did you hear what just happened? Taehyung, our beloved V, did something so unexpected, so shocking, that millions of viewers around the world can't stop talking about it. The internet is buzzing, hearts are racing, and everyone is asking the same thing. Why did he do this? Let me ask you directly. If Taehyung suddenly took an action that no one ever saw coming, would you be proud of him, or would you be completely shaken? Would you smile through your tears, or would your heart skip a beat? Before we dive into this emotional roller coaster, make sure to subscribe, because here we don't just share updates. We share the feelings, the emotions, and the stories that truly connect BTS and ARMY together. It all started with one moment, one action. Something so raw, so powerful that it immediately went viral. Within seconds, millions of viewers were replaying the clip, commenting, crying, and screaming his name. It wasn't just a performance. It wasn't just a gesture. It was something deeper, something that left the world in shock. But let's slow down for a second. Why does Taehyung always have this ability to shock us? Because he isn't predictable. He isn't just another celebrity reading from a script. He's Taehyung, an artist who follows his own heart, who takes risks, who does things no one else dares to do. And that's why we love him. That's why his every move becomes a headline. The action that shocked millions. Some say it was bold, others say it was risky, and some even call it revolutionary. But no matter what label people try to put on it, one truth remains. Taehyung once again reminded us that he is not afraid to be real. Imagine watching live as he did it. The fans in the crowd gasped. Their voices trembled. Some even cried on the spot. And those watching from home, their phones lit up with messages. Did you see what Taehyung just did? I can't believe my eyes. He's unbelievable. And isn't that exactly what he does to us, time and time again? Just when we think we know him, just when we think we can predict his next move, he turns everything upside down. Now the reactions were mixed. Some fans were overjoyed, saying, "This is why we love him. He's fearless, he's unique, he's himself." Others were confused, shocked, even worried. Why would he do this? What does it mean? What will happen next? But that's the magic of a moment like this. It makes us feel, shakes us out of routine. It reminds us that Taehyung isn't just a performer. He's a force of nature. Think about it. How many celebrities can truly shock the world with a single action? How many can make millions of people stop what they're doing, hold their breath, and feel their hearts racing? Very few. But Taehyung, he has done it again. And maybe that's what makes him so special. He doesn't exist to fit into a box. He doesn't act safe just to protect an image. He lives authentically, and in doing so, he challenges us to do the same. But let's go deeper. Why does this particular action matter so much? Because it wasn't just about him, it was about us too. About ARMY. About the bond we share. When Taehyung does something bold, it feels like he's sending a message. A reminder that life is short, that courage matters, that we should never be afraid to express who we are. And ARMY felt it. People wrote long messages online saying things like, "Because of Taehyung, I found courage today. I was afraid of being myself, but now I feel stronger. He shocked me, but in the best way possible." That's the power of his actions. They ripple through millions of lives, touching hearts he doesn't even know. Of course, not everyone reacts with love. There are always critics, always people who misunderstand. They twist the story, exaggerate it, turn it into something it isn't. But ARMY knows the truth. We've always known. Taehyung doesn't act to please the world. He acts because he follows his heart. And that's why we trust him. That's why we stand by him, no matter what storms come. Close your eyes and imagine being in his shoes. Imagine standing on a stage, with millions of eyes watching your every move, every second. The pressure, the expectations, the weight of fame. Most people would crumble. But Taehyung, he turns that pressure into art. He turns that weight into freedom. He dares to do what others cannot. And that is exactly what he did in that moment. That shocking action wasn't just an act. It was a statement. A statement that he will always remain true to himself, no matter what the world says. Do you feel it? That mix of emotions in your chest right now. The pride, the confusion, the love, the shock. That's what he gives us. That's what makes being ARMY so powerful. Because we don't just watch him, we experience him. And this isn't the first time. Throughout his career, Taehyung has surprised us again and again. From the way he pours his soul into every song, to the moments he breaks down walls with his honesty, to the times he shows vulnerability when we least expect it. Each action, each decision reminds us that he is human. Human yet extraordinary. So maybe the question isn't, why did Taehyung do this? Maybe the real question is, why does it move us so much? And the answer is simple. Because Taehyung represents something bigger than himself. He represents courage, authenticity, and love. Yes, his action shocked millions. But shock isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes shock is the spark that wakes us up. The lightning bolt that reminds us we're alive. The jolt that pushes us out of our comfort zones. That's what he gave us. A moment we will never forget. A moment that left millions breathless, searching for words, and realizing once again why we fell in love with him. And in the middle of all the chaos, there was something else too. Quiet beauty. Because once the initial shock faded, people began to smile. They began to understand. They began to realize that behind the shocking moment was a man simply being himself, living fully, and sharing that with the world. So here's the truth. Taehyung shocked millions, yes. But what he really did was remind us of the power of being unapologetically real. And that is a lesson we all need. Think about your own life. How many times have you stayed silent, played small, or held back because you were afraid of what others might say? How many times did you hide your true self because the world might not understand? Taehyung's action is a message. Don't hide. Don't shrink. Don't let fear dictate your story. Because the people who truly love you will stand by you. Just like ARMY stands by Taehyung. And the ones who criticize, their voices will fade. But your truth will remain. So as we look back on this shocking moment, let's not just see it as a headline. Let's see it as a reminder. A reminder that life is too short to be ordinary. Too precious to live half-heartedly. Too beautiful to waste hiding who we really are. Millions of viewers were shocked, yes. But millions were also inspired. Millions found courage. Millions found a reason to smile. And that is the real story. So ARMY, let me leave you with this. The next time Taehyung shocks the world, let's not only ask why. Let's also ask, what can I learn from this? How can I be braver, kinder, and truer to myself? Because that is the gift he gives us. Not just music, not just performances, but lessons for life. And to Taehyung, if you're ever listening, we thank you. For shocking us, for challenging us. For reminding us that being real is the most powerful action of all. So breathe, smile, and hold this moment close to your heart. Because years from now, when we look back, we won't just remember the shock. We'll remember the love, the courage, and the way he made us feel alive. Don't forget to subscribe because more stories, more emotions, and more heart-to-heart conversations are waiting here. Until then, keep shining, keep loving, and keep being brave. Because just as Taehyung shocks the world, you too can shock the world, in the most beautiful way possible.